So the first thing that I want to ask you is, you know, you've been here since the parking lot. How many workouts did you end up doing with me in the parking lot?
It was actually one.
I think it was one. It was, yeah.
It was one because of the fact at that time, it was in Huntersville, and I'm here in Charlotte. So
Yep.
I'm not that far from Steele Creek.
Yeah.
So it was one, but when the second one relaunched or launched was the end of August, supposed to start in September, and that was in Pineville, the dance jam or whatever. So
Yeah, it was Carolina. Carolina Gymnastics or something like that.
That's it. So I said, okay, I'm gonna do it. So it was a 30-day free trial. I said, okay, I'm gonna go back.
You're an OG. Oh my goodness, you've been here. So those are the two first sublease spots that we had. Nobody would give me a lease at the time.
Nope.
So you've been here. So you've seen everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. So Lindsay was my very, very first trainer. Lindsay Key. She was a key at the time.
Lindsay Key. Oh yeah.
So I'm looking at Lindsay like, okay, this is going to be like maybe a little aerobics we're going to be doing in here.
Little did you know.
Little did I know. Lindsay kicked my behind in the first 45 minutes. And she was just so nice and sweet with it, but I was sold. Even though we had to do 30 days, I said, sign me up. After 30 days, I was like, sign me up. I was 39 years old, and I wanted to start. I was about to turn 40 the very next month in October. So I said, yes, I just wanted to get back into fitness because growing up as the only girl with brothers in the house, I had to do the football thing with them, the baseball, the basketball. So very athletic family. But after I got married and had 2 kids, I kind of fell off a little bit.
What does fell off mean to you?
Fell off was just I wasn't taking care of Nel. I was worried about everything. Not worried, but just making sure everybody else was okay. My husband okay, the kids okay. Go to church, do this. It was just for everybody. And I just forgot about Nel. And in that, one day I looked in the mirror, I said, I have to do better. And again, about to turn 40. At that time, I'm thinking, hey, 40 is the new 20, and I'm looking like I'm already 55. So I said, no, we got to do better.
We got to do something about
We got to do better than this.
What was that moment in the mirror? Because I think that's probably a moment where you're like, hey, let me ask this, is that a line in the sand moment for you?
That was a line in the sand.
So explain to me like a little bit more, like go deep there on like what was the mindset at that time? Because we're going to have a lot of people listen to this, and I think one thing that's so powerful about hearing your story now is that you'll have a setback, and then you'll have a triumph, and a setback, you have a triumph, and it seems to me this seems to in your own personal health and wellness and fitness and life journey be a critical time for you.
Yeah,
right before you're about to turn 40, and you have to look at yourself in the mirror, something people will avoid for years and years and years, just having that one conversation with themselves that ends up being impactful. Take me into that moment. Where were you at? How long did you stand in the mirror? Like, I want to go deep on that. Zoom in.
When I looked in the mirror, I got up, getting ready to go to work, my daily routine. And I stood in the mirror. My husband had already left for work. And I'm getting ready to take the kids to school because they was in private school at the time. And I just stood there. And I said, this is not Nel. A routine. I've never been a routine person. When I say that, I mean just doing the same thing over and over. The spunk had left. I was just settling for what I felt was going to be for the rest of my life.
Almost like a numbness.
I'm very just numb to the core. So I didn't want that for me because I'm raising children. And I want them to always think outside the box. Do things that make them feel happy. But if I'm not showing them what that looks like, then what are they going to do?
And this is your conversation
This
with
is my
yourself?
conversation with myself. I mean, literally, it was probably like 5 to 10 minutes. I'm just looking at myself like, this is not who I am. This is not how I was raised. My mother, she always told me to go. And when I was in college, I was very active. I was a queen every year in college. In the parade, had my long gowns, had just doing it all. I was part of a gospel play for 2 years, so I traveled. So yeah, and I'm just going to let it go, just like that. That was just, I said, no, I can't do that. I can't do that for me, and I can't do that for them, my kids.
That moment fired you up.
That fired me up. And when and it was just so ironic. I'm on, I want to say I saw either on Facebook or somewhere about the 30 days. I said, well, I went to one class out there, so let me try this one more time. And when I did, I have not let it go. And this past October, I started when I was 39. This past October, I turned 50, so I've been here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of that. I'm so proud. And seriously,
you.
I mean that, like in a genuine sense of the way. It's like, and I mean this, without you and the handful of other people that came up to Huntersville and gave this, like, you know, kid a shot to, like, you know, do something, this whole thing wouldn't be here. And I really mean that. Like, we came together for a reason. It's clearly for you, and then I had my reason, and we came together. Those energies, although even though it was one day, you know, those energies, I can still feel the energy now. That it's we're connected, entangled for life.
For life,
you know? And life continues, right? So you have this dark moment where you have this. I mean, 10 minutes is a long.
That's
conversation.
a long time.
That's a long conversation.
It was a long time. I was late for work.
And it takes a. I was late for. You showed up. You showed up late. I was like, where are you at?
In my bathroom.
Self-reflecting.
Yes.
And, you know, life goes on from, you know, and you do something about it right in that day. You get fired up. And this is the time where you find the Pineville location.
Yes, I did.
Okay, and then you start going.
I started
okay?
going.
And you go, and you go, and you go, and you go. Walk me through that journey to the next time as life goes forward when Nel got hit again, when Nel got knocked down again.
Okay, just going. Because my first month, Lindsay, my first month.
I know why you say that, by the way, Lindsay. Because, she was Lindsay Key, and now she's Lindsay Gilbert. And Lindsay Gilbert owns, and I know that you know this, I'm saying this for the people. Lindsay now owns the North Raleigh location.
And she got on me because I have not been there. She FaceTimed me.
Did she?
You haven't been to see me. I said, girl, I'm coming, child. I am coming. But yeah, Lindsay, the very first month, I had lost 15 pounds. The very first month. So me and Lindsay in there crying, you know, we having our focus meeting. We crying, and I said, just sign me up. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it, you know. So kept going, and then the Pineville, that one shut down, and then we went to the second Pineville, and that's where Patrick became.
This was the actual Burn boot camp.
Yes.
We got released now. We actually have a business now.
We had a sign.
We had a sign, a retail space, and the whole 9 yards.
So I moved over there. And that's where Patrick, because Lindsay got married and moved on to Raleigh and all that good stuff. So Patrick Hartman was actually my second trainer.
Oh, great.
And
hey, you hit the jackpot, which you got me and then Lindsay and then Patrick. Like,
let me tell you something. Patrick, my nickname for Patrick is Peter Pan.
Peter Pan.
That man would have me. He was like, he used to call me Mama Nell. He still call me Mama Nell too. Okay. And he would Terrible. He said, just do this. I said, I'm not flying. What are we doing? Can't we just do something on the ground? He was like, Nell, just come on. I guess, but he kept it very interesting. But we kept going and going and going and going. And I had a little injury to my knee. And I said, I just can't. I just don't feel like it. And he said, Nell, just keep going. Don't stop. He said, you don't know how many people are watching you. So I said, okay. So a girl, her name was Lynn. Lynn came. She was heavy set. She was really trying to lose weight. She had twins, and Patrick actually put her with me. So so Lynn, you follow Nell.
So you're like Patrick's assistant trainer.
Yeah,
at this
pretty
point.
much.
Yeah.
He said Nell does modifications. Do what Nell do, because sometimes she don't listen to me. So just do what she. So I said, okay. So she was like, I'm going to do this. I said, you got it. And, but this one particular day, I'll never forget it. She came in and she said, Nell, I don't think I can do it. I said, Lynn, you can't give up. If you give up, that means I have to give up, and I don't have a partner. And she said, okay.
Good move, by the way.
Yeah.
Good move.
Yeah, so she said, okay, I'm going to try again tomorrow. I said, you got it. So later on that day, I had got a call from Patrick and Marianne and Connie. And they said, Nell, we don't know how to tell you this. And I said, what is it? They said, it's about Lynn. I said, what about Lynn? Apparently, Lynn had went home. She laid down and she passed away. And that was very dark for me because I felt like maybe I pushed her too hard. Maybe I should have done something else. Maybe I should have listened to her, but I said, it was dark just for a moment. But then I thought about her again. And I said, what would she do if she was here? She would keep going, just like I told her to keep going. So, yeah, I fell off just a little bit, but I got back up because I thought about Lynn. So, yeah, you have dark moments, and it's going to happen because during that time I started to eat more because I was emotional, very emotional. And I felt like, oh, yeah, let me just sob it in some ice cream or something, you know. But we had a walk, the 30-mile walk out there in Georgia. And Patrick said, now let's do this. Let's do something else. Let's get your mind off of it. So it was for children with cancer. And right before that, my little cousin, she was 17, she had passed away with cancer. So I said, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this for my cousin. So I think that's what got me motivated again, because there was one lady, she was doing it for her son. And again, Patrick, told her, follow Nell. And she did. And she said, I want to thank you for not leaving me. And I said, I would never do that. We started, it was dark, and when we finished, it was dark. But I was determined not to leave her. And we finished together. I will never forget, we took the pictures together, and when we got to the finish line, they revealed the picture of each child that, we was walking for. And we did 30 miles in one day, hiking in one day. And since then, it has been go forth, just go forth. I've always been a 5 a.m. person. Yeah, that's my life. I just keep it moving. And I just love to be around people. I love the community of people. We all have different lives and different stories of our why. And my kids look at me and say, Mommy, if you put another thing on your plate, I don't know if we ever gonna see you. But my why has always been be there for someone else. That motivates me. Not that I'm not doing it for me. I am doing it for me. But I feel like when you do it for someone else, you have such a joy. You have more of an energy, like somebody's really looking at me. Somebody's waiting for me. So therefore, I got to do something. So, I don't mind being called the OG and whatever you call me. I don't care. It's okay.
It's an endearing term, by the way. That actually means that you are the leader of the community, and everyone looks up to Nell.
Yes, yeah. And I love that. Check this out. One time, I actually signed up for camp, and my girlfriend, she called me like 2 days prior to, and Bridget allowed us to do a whole week ahead. Mm-hmm. And I know I'm gonna be at camp. 5 a.m. is, just go ahead and sign it up. So she called me. She said, "Girl, I need somebody to take me to my colonoscopy." Now, well, colonoscopy, you got to do that early in the morning. Mm-hmm. I said, "Oh, yeah, sure, not a problem." And I forgot to take my name off the list. I was not going to be here. So Devan Cupid was the trainer that day. And apparently, they was looking for my range. I drive a Range Rover. So they was looking for it to pull up. And I had the same parking spot every day. So I didn't show up. It was 5 minutes to 5. And I'm normally here. Sometimes I'm here before the trainers. And I walk the back parking lot. I walk the back parking lot.
You're the crazy one running around the building when I'm pulling up, and you're just like, you're vibing already. You've been running for half an hour, and like,
Yes,
yeah,
that's me.
great. Okay, I love it.
So
I'm not surprised, by the way, at all. That's you for sure.
So I didn't show up. So apparently, I don't know who it was. They said, this is not Nel. This is not Nel. It's 5 o'clock. Now, you're supposed to start right at 5. Mm-hmm. They kept calling me, and I left my phone in the car while I was registering my girlfriend because she didn't have any family here. She's from D.C. So I'm registering her in, and hey, can I go? They said, yeah, you can go. I get back in my car, and my phone, I know I had about at least 15 messages. Where are you? Where are you? They did not start camp until 5 after 5, until I picked up the phone to say, I'm okay, I'm sorry. And Devan had to make an announcement. Nel is all right. We can go now.
That is funny.
Yes.
That's pretty funny.
So that's how they treat me.
It's funny in the sense that you command that type of energy, and like Mama Nel, I can totally see how things don't get started unless Mama Nel's in the building.
And I had the same spot. I was right in the corner. Yeah. Everything. It's just, I love it.
Well, thank you for sharing about the story with Lynn, and I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that very, very intimately, and people, when you're responsible for an organization that at any given moment has 150,000 people in it, that scale of just different situations and different things that happen. I mean, as I'm 35 now, I learned that life is mostly tragic, and that it's happiness is how you deal with the tragedy, right? And how you can take the.
And I guess I felt so guilty because I'm like, I was the last person she was with.
Well, I could see how you could naturally feel that way, and I don't think there's anything I could say to reassure that, but it seems like you got to the perspective to where you obviously realized that was a natural God thing, and at the end of the day, I think that, and so then you move forward, right, and then you help somebody else, and that really you walk for them to dusk till dawn, and and you continue to show up at Burn, and so when was that walk for you where you did the dusk till dawn walk? What time frame was that?
That was a time frame when I knew my daughter was about to leave. She was about to leave to go to college. Oh. And
big moment for you?
Big moment. Because I am a mama bear.
You're good.
I am a mama bear.
Okay.
And my kids are my world. Now, my husband, he's there too, but my kids, they're my world. Uh-huh. My daughter.
What are your daughter's name? Sorry.
Diamond.
Diamond,
and my son is Cartier.
Cartier. Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So they told me, "Say, never have another child gonna be Emerald." I said, "Yeah,
probably."
Be Emerald, but yes, they are my world. So that time she was about to leave the nest, and I did not think I would be that. How can I say? That so entangled with my kids, if that makes sense. So I felt as if this is going to be a major breakaway. My daughter always needs me. Who going to need me? Because my son, he kind of gravitates to his father because he's a football player, da-da-da-da. So they do all those manly things, and it's always been me and my girl. So that was another dark moment when my baby left the nest. So that walk actually helped me to say someone else need you. So, yeah. She, and then to go from undergrad to grad school, and she actually finished undergrad in 3.5 years, and grad school in 10 months. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, smart little booger.
Just like Mom. Come on, you know it.
Yeah, she's smart like me,
That Range Rover isn't free.
Yeah.
You got to work for it.
Got to work for it.
That's right.
And I am a doctor. So,
it don't fall far from the tree.
Mm-hmm. And so then I'm thinking after she did grad school, I said, oh, well, she's going to come back home. 2 weeks later, she gets a call, and she moved to Knoxville, Tennessee. So, and my son is still my son.
Is she in Knoxville at this
in,
moment?
She's in Knoxville at this
Okay,
moment.
is she following suit? Is she in the profession, or is she doing her own thing?
She's in her profession. She is a digital video producer for WBIR TV.
Okay, good.
And
is that like a regional syndicate of a major station?
CBS.
CBS, awesome.
Yes.
Great.
So she loves it. I love it for her. And my son, he's about to come out in May.
Okay.
Kinesiology.
Okay.
So he didn't do the whole football. He didn't play football.
He might have a future at Burn. I don't know.
He may.
I got an internship.
We need it, but you know, he's all about. He's very holistic, and I have to give him that. So kinesiology, he wants to study movement of the body. So he wants to be a PT.
Okay, great.
So he got to go straight into master and doctorate to keep it moving. So, needless to say, my kids are not coming back.
Yeah.
They're not coming back. So I gravitate to what I know and feel that I'm wanted and I'm needed. And this has really been the place for me to do it. No, I'm not the person you're going to see doing a whole lot of box jumps and all that other stuff. I have my limitations. I still have limitations. I'm getting up there in age. Not saying people at 50 can't. There's some things I just cannot.
Everybody has their own journey. And, you know, that's, as personal trainers in this, we kind of pioneered. I didn't realize we were doing this at the time when we did it, but we pioneered group personal training in the country. And now there's a lot of concepts that do that after they follow suit, which imitation is the ultimate form of flattery to me.
Yeah,
you know, I'm pumped about that. Like I get DMs from these trainers all across the country that are wanting my advice, and I give it everything to them that I have, and it is cool to feel needed, isn't it? It's the and I think it's not a bad thing to feel like you need to be needed. Like it's not being needy.
Not needy, right?
Not needy, but needed is a different. It's a different definition, right?
Because you feel like you have more to give.
Right.
I feel like I have so much to give and don't know how to really give it. But if you just say, hey, just your presence, that means a lot to me. You know, Nel, when you're not here, it don't feel right. You know, for somebody to say that, that's just, I'm like, oh, wow. You just needed me to be here.
It's really not about the workout for you, is it?
It's really not.
Yeah.
I mean, the working out just comes natural. You know, I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
That's just what we do while we're here.
While we're here.
we show up for each other and we're like, I got some workout today.
I got some workout today. Okay, well, let's go talk. How you want?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So okay, so your children leave the nest, right? And I dread that moment. By the way, my kids are 6, 4, and 2, so I dread that moment, and I hope I handle it as well as you do. But I'm so attached to my kids already. Yeah, well, I'm attached to them already, and they need me very much, and I very much like that. So you fast forward till now. From then till now, how's life been?
Wonderful.
Any setbacks, anything that is from there, or is there's another one coming if it hasn't happened
It probably
soon,
will.
Yeah, well, it always does, right? And life is about how we handle those setbacks. And you have this, you're an incredible person, and I really appreciate you sitting down and telling me your story and being vulnerable. And what vertical of medicine are you in?
No, it's not. I'm a doctor in business administration.
Oh, business. Oh, okay, good. I thought you were in medicine. Oh, okay.
No,
okay.
not with my son.
Oh, okay. You said doctor, like a doctor.
Oh,
and then he did PT, so I was trying to put 2 and 2 together. Like, was he following mom's footsteps? Oh, okay.
No,
so you're the businesswoman.
I am the businesswoman. I'm actually working on my second master's now.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. So again, I've always been this. I got to do something, have my hands or whatever.
Okay, so PhD in the house.
PhD in the house.
That's great.
Yes, I love
that's
it.
excellent. Okay, so then, I think we're at a point where we're pretty much caught up until like right now. What's next for you? Like, what do you see? What is your age again?
50.
Okay, you're 50.
I'm 50.
Okay, which 50 and young. Let's go. I mean, you're vibrant. You've got all the energy in the world. I tell people across the nation all the time that say, you know, like I'm getting like older and I'm getting 40. I'm like, you're not old, you know. Like we have 7. Like there's a lady, Kathy Bullock, and that is our BA at Lake Norman. She's 70, almost 70 now, pretty close, and she's still doing overhand 5. She's still doing 5 pull-ups, repping them out, you know.
Come
so
on,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm not even about that age game. I think it's just, I think it's cool that you're in a position like at the age that you are to have life experience, so that these young people that are coming into the gym can have somebody to look up to, and that's cool. So, is there any aspirations or any cool things coming forward that you think would be worthy to talk about here, or are you just living life day by day nowadays?
I'm living life day by day. I was asked to actually run for city council.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Right.
I will vote for you. You got our vote. You got our vote. Let's go.
Yeah, so.
For the city of Charlotte, I'm assuming.
For the city of Charlotte.
Wow.
So.
What do you think about that?
I'm thinking. I really am. I really am.
I think that's a hint towards.
You never know.
Okay.
You never know.
Okay.
So right now I am a controller for a wonderful company, Hahn Mason, and I'm also an adjunct professor for Columbia International University.
Excellent.
So I have my hands in here and there, and then working on my second master's in project management.
So this is why your kids say, "Mom, really?"
Yeah. If you put one more thing on your plate, one more thing on your plate.
Double master, professor, and controller for a major company. Okay, let's go. I see you though. That's our type of people. Burn people.
Come out here and work out.
That's right.
Get all the stress out early in the morning
right.
because I got a crazy day.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm here. I'm up 3:30 and then down before 8 o'clock to start all over again. But to keep moving like this, I don't know what the direction is right now. I guess I'm right. I'm flowing. I'm flowing.
You're in your zone. You're connected. You're in good frequency.
Yes.
Good. I can feel that frequency.
Yeah.
Tell Burn Nation, everybody who's listening to this will be my last question.
Yeah.
Give them a piece of advice, something that, you know, in your first 50 years of life, you know, you're at halftime, right? Like, okay, so what is the best piece of advice that has been given to you, that has helped you the most, that you'd like to pass on to the younger generation?
The best advice I can give the younger generation is never give up. And I know that seems so, I don't know, mundane, I guess, but I have been told at the age of 7 that if I were to live, I would be a vegetable for the rest of my life. And I don't know of any doctor that's a vegetable. Do you? I don't know for one. So when you have a lot of odds against you, it kind of makes you want to press even harder. And when that's there, and you say, I can do this, and you actually do it, so let me try something else. I can do that. Same thing with Burn. Hey, I can do a burpee. I can do a push-up on my toes. Whatever the case may be, don't ever let anyone limit you because of age, color, whatever the case may be. You keep moving, keep going, prove them wrong. Always. I'm telling you, no one would know that I come from a dysfunctional family. They look at me like, dysfunctional? You must have it going. No.
You're pretty functional to me.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and my father was not in the home the whole time. He was not. He actually came back home when he was dying of cancer. And that thing ticked me off so to the point, I'm like, I want to put this man out. But you know, my mother's so gracious and so humble and so holy. We let him, you know, just go on. But again, in that moment, I knew that could have been a setback for me because my dad's not in the home or because we dysfunctional, whatever the case may be. No. Everything does not have to be picture perfect, but you can create your own picture. And you can go forward in that. And that's what I did. And that's what I continue to do. Not just for me, because again, my kids are watching, because they keep telling me I do too much anyway. So I want to just say, hey, just keep moving. Don't quit. You got it. 2 claps on 2, maybe 5 claps on 3. I mean, I don't know. You know.
That is a great place to end right there, because that is great advice. I appreciate that, and I think everybody really feels your passion.
Yes.
We can't let the white noise things, the common knowledge things, like
No.
never give up. Like that is the formula.
Mm-hmm.
And
It is.
I really appreciate you coming here today.
Yes, thank you.
2 claps on 2, 1, 2.